October 4th through the 10th of this year begins World Space Week, undoubtedly one of the most remembered space events in American exploration was the January 28, 1986 Challenger tragedy. The disintegration of the shuttle 73 seconds into flight killed 7 astronauts, one of them a schoolteacher, Christa McAuffle. Robert DeGaetano and his close friend Jean Browne were watching the event on TV. In response to the tragedy, Robert wanted to do something to commemorate the lost lives, to sustain our memory of them and promote our continued exploration of the universe. Robert discusses with Annie Coburn his motivation behind writing the tribute, how he was able to present his musical composition to the families and friends of the astronauts, and plays a short selection dedicated to Christa. One of your compositions is called The Challenger, and you wrote it in honor of the 7 astronauts that were killed in the 1986 space shuttle tragedy. If you would, give us a little bit of the background to the composition, and if you don't mind, play just a short section for us.
Tragedy in 1986 affected me very deeply, because as a child, there were only 2 things I was interested in becoming. One was a concert pianist, and the other was an astronaut. So I was always very adamant about following what was going on in the space programs, and almost never miss what's happening when a shuttle leaves planet Earth, etc. I was watching the actual launch with a very close friend of mine, Jean Browne, and it was her birthday, and we saw the tragedy, and I was just stunned sitting there in front of the TV, and I said to her, I really would like to write a tribute to these 7 men and women, because to me, astronauts were always the cream of the crop in terms of our society and how they represented humanity. So the following New Year's Eve, I started writing this work, and I started with Ellison Onizuka, and this created a kind of an extraordinary thing in my life, because all of the energy from these people came through me musically, and I didn't know anything about them. But having written the work, I played it for the president of Juilliard, and he was so moved by it, he invited June Scobee to come and listen to it from Washington, the commander's wife. And he also invited Alice Tully to listen to it. Alice Tully decided to commission it, and June Scobee invited many of the family members to the debut at Alice Tully Hall. One of the things that happened to me was I toured it around the world, and I played it for Ellison Onizuka's parents in Hawaii on the Big Island. And there were many, many things and experiences that I got from having done this tribute, so it was important to me. A little excerpt from it is the music for Christa McAuffle, the teacher.